hope you're having a good day. Gotta say tiger bark ficus or a Ficus microcarpa. Some people call it the Ficus retusa, even though it is just a Ficus microcarpa, but no matter, it is what it is. But anyhow, I got this as a, well, first I'll just kind of let you, I have it over a rock and it doesn't look very good. I did get it as one of these Wick and Grow little self-watering things that they have. It was on clearance. I mean, I was trying to just gather up as much cheap material as I could, and I was pretty successful at getting a bunch of it. But when I took it out of the Wick and Grow thing, it was kind of partially rotted, because those Wick and Grow things are terrible. If you ever get one, you got to take it out of that right away. But I put it, it was a bad decision. I just kind of slapped it in with a rock and hoped for the best. I was going to plan on leaving it in there for a long time. And then just, I had it in there with potting soil. I decided to try to change it to some bonsai soil. And I just really, instead of leaving it alone like I should have, I kept trying to fool with it and fool with it and fool with it. And eventually I put it in this pot here, just thinking like, either it'll work out or it won't, and it's not working out. I just, at one point that there was some little roots, fine roots coming off there, but like I probably should have wrapped them in some plastic or something to cover them up for a little while. They just got all exposed and now they're just brittle. The other day I was actually walking by and I just kind of noticed that this piece here looked a little, you start getting a little sense of what looks like rotten wood, and I just kind of pulled at it just a little bit, and sure enough, it's breaking right off, and it is just not in good shape. There's the barks coming right off of it and everything. Of course, it seems like that might be alive under it, but the outside is everything that was exposed is just bad. I exposed it way too quick, all kinds of mistakes. So it's just time for me to learn from my mistakes, and I'm gonna go ahead and just take it off the rock, I think. I'm gonna take the wire off and just I'm gonna dig out some of this rotten stuff while it's still on the rock, just so I can kind of see what's happening. I think at this point, see, even that root might be supporting something, but it's just so hard to tell. And I think most of that this is doing most of the support. And, without a rock, I don't know if I can really pot that up and have a good root spread with just a big taproot on there. With the laws of physics, which, sometimes can be hard to break, but I almost feel like I could just cut it off right there and plant it as a cutting, but I want to have some leaves to push some new roots, and I think there's too much on there and it wouldn't really balance out right. But anyway, I'm just going to kind of dig in, see what I got. First thing I'm going to do is take the wire off. So I'll get started on that. And so the wire's off. I did forget to mention that the other day when I noticed the problem, I did cut off the apex. It had a big bush up here. These things always do grow really quickly out of the top. That'll recover no problem. I did kind of a nice little, I guess what you call an arrow there, where it's healing up that wound there, a little hollow. But, and also that wire had been on for about 2.5 months. The base of the tree, when I wired that up, did look a lot more healthy than it does right now. And this time of year, most of my trees are really kicking and growing great right now. This one, it's growing okay, especially the apex was really bushy, but just this base is not gonna cut it. So now with the wire off, I'm gonna go ahead and dig out a bunch of this topsoil. Look, just before I pull it off the rock, just while it's still good and steady. I don't have to worry about holding it still while I work on it. It really is going to come down to having 2 or 3 good roots that just kind of wrap around and under the rock. And I'm going to have to decide if I'm going to try to use them or get really brave and start from scratch. So I think, these things go on clearance. I think I paid like $3 or $4 for it or something like that, but I have put some time into work on it. And see, there's another root there. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. And all right, let's see. So, before I forget, let me get that screen out of there. So the roots that I'd like to save, which are these small white ones, are of course under the rock. It was wrapped on there kind of decently, but still, it would never, the way I had it, it would never look any good on top of there. So there's where they were connected underneath. And I thought maybe I'd have to start completely over with the roots. I think I can leave a couple in there, if anything, just for a little bit of stability while I get it going in a new little training pot or bulb pan of some sort. Gonna have to go ahead, get rid of that big piece there, and probably that piece there. Yes, that doesn't leave us with much, but it does have three. There are actually two kind of bigger roots that I was able to salvage. I mean, I might as well, well, you know, I don't really want a root that big on there, but I do want to have something that's going to hold it in the pot. If I took all that off, I'd have nothing holding it in the pot. And since I'm going to leave that, I am going to just dig all of this topsoil out of there. Try to take any chance of anything rotting out of there. I'm gonna clean this mess up, and I'm gonna go get a small bulb pan and one of my little rectangular training pots, and just kind of see which one this would sit better in. I'd like to have cut that off just for a chance at a better nabari in the future. All right, I decided on a little training pot, a little rectangular one. I decided I can just get just a little layer of soil under the roots here, get it kind of settled in, and then by the time I backfill it in there, should hold it in there nice and steady. But before I even do that, I thought about doing like a partial defoliation, but even instead of doing that, I'm just gonna take off some of the really longer parts of the branches. Try to leave either at least one good growing tip or at least just a little tuft of leaves there. Made a mistake on that one lower branch, but it's a lot of leaves on that branch there. So this branch, I had left the growing tip growing back in there. I didn't really mean to do that, so I kind of just left the leaf there. Hopefully I don't lose it because that's nice and low down there. Be able to get a good spread on it. Everything else, I kind of took it off, tried to leave a growing tip on the end of each branch, but not that many leaves because there's not going to be any roots here to support it for a little while. And there's a couple, I was able to save a few of these feeder roots, but not very many. So, I actually think one of these scoops that I got is actually from the Wick and Grow that this originally came in. I don't know if this is the one or not. That's about the only thing that they're good for, using them for scoops for the soil. Again, just a real thin layer on the bottom. Would have been perfect had it been maybe like a ½ inch deeper, but did want to keep it nice and small because I want to keep especially that longer root. I don't want that just elongating and getting super, super long. The next time I get in here and do any root pruning, I actually would plan on being able to save the rest of the feeder roots and cut that long one off. And that should work out. Hopefully I'd notice some growth in there in, I don't know, a week or so.
All right, so I've decided to just kind of do some videos a little bit differently in that I've been doing a ton of work and kind of trimming them up and stuff and then posting the video right away. And instead of doing this time, I waited just about a month. I shot that original video July 25th. Today is August 24th, so it's been right around a month. And you can see it's recovering nicely. This is that lower branch that I was a little upset. I felt like I cut a little bit too much off of. It's recovering nicely. It's got some, even 2 branches, actually like 3 coming off there. So I think it's turning out well. I think this thing is going to like its life off the rock a lot better than it did on the rock. Here's the, I had nothing growing out of that apex before. Let me see. Actually, that doesn't work out all that well there, but there's the new growth coming out of the apex. There's like 4 or 5 branches coming right out of there. It's way too busy, but they're all like really small. I could just pinch them off if I wanted to, but I'm just going to let them go. I'll let one choose to be the leader. You can see the rest of the plant, actually the leaves are above that, so these will grow really quick because they come right out of the trunk there. So I'll let one become the leader and then just cut the rest off. So that's in there or whatever, the euro or whatever. That's there. And if I even let a bunch of these go for a little bit, that'll help heal that up a little bit. That'll be a nice feature there one day. But so I thought I'd just give you the quick update, about a month update. Doing well, looks good. Thanks for watching.